Hi, thanks for reaching out. So I'm going to get you started with some of the searches, and then you can plug in the specifics of what you're looking for, and you should be able to find a lot of evidence to support. I think you were talking about like a well-structured argument. So in a nutshell, my advice would be, if you're writing a paper and you're using scholarly evidence to support ideas, you've got your narrative, and think of that as like a cookie. And then each of the evidence-based scholarly quotes that you're going to put in would be like chocolate chips in that cookie. Or if you like chocolate chip pancakes, we could call it a pancake. But that's my strategy. And you could also work with the Writing Center, which is in the library, and get an appointment, and they can help you negotiate like how much is enough. But in general, if you go to the advanced catalog search, if you do a search for screen time, I put it in quotes. This is not a smart search, so it doesn't know what you're talking about or checks the spelling. So the reason I put something in quotes is so it doesn't look for screen here and time there. So putting anything in quotes will stick that text together. And then when you do a search, it's going to search generically all the disciplines on campus. And we might find all sorts of things that have screen time debates, and things like that. You can narrow down to peer-reviewed journals, which I'd recommend for the scholarly stuff. Hey, there's cool, it's in Spanish. But all of a sudden we get mixed up with like electromagnetic fields, anxiety, and there's like 10,000 things to choose from. So let's narrow this down a little bit. So what is another? Oh, we're looking for social media. So our next concept we would put on online, and I'm going to do social media. And again, I'm putting that in quotes, so those two stick together. But you can also see something that I've searched before. If I don't know what social media I want to pick on, since you're talking about a specific generation, it might be Gen Z, it might be millennials. We can work on that one next, but sometimes people don't do articles on social media. They'll do it on TikTok or Instagram or Snapchat. So you might have to put in all these different iterations because it's only going to search for the words. I don't think people use Facebook so much, but we'll throw that on there. And so what we're doing out of these 10,000 results is when we put an extra line in, after the and, what that means is it's going to find everything with screen time, typically in the title or the abstract or keywords. It doesn't do full text very often, but it's going to find everything with screen time, and then after this and, out of those search results, it's going to look for everything that has social media or TikTok or Instagram. So our search results should get, is it going to go bigger or smaller? I'm not sure. Let's pull the lever. Oh, it got smaller. But do we have to do peer-reviewed journals again? So that's significantly smaller. What you can do, here's what I would suggest, is you can narrow down and you can see like the newest ones. But all of those terms are pretty recent. But if you want to like come up to like more recent ones, you can come up by that manner. And do I have to do? No, it looks like I'm still in the journals. What? Oh, here's sleep quality. Okay, so you can narrow down that way, or you can narrow down by adding another line and adding more keywords. So you're interested in sleep or anxiety or argumentative or like skipping school. What I would recommend is go out to the open web and you can look for keywords, but you can also ask AI, like, what are good keywords for let's see, what words did you say? Psychological impact of social media. So you can ask for specifics, and then you can narrow down your search that way. Ooh, mental health. Let's try mental health, well-being, anxiety, and depression. So mental health or anxiety or depression. So you might have to go back and forth between the web to find these other keywords. But then you'll narrow down to those articles that say exactly what you want to say. And there's the sleep quality. So when you see an article that looks good, so let's say well-being and performance, randomized control. Oh, we didn't even put our generation in either. We could do like Gen Z, or Gen Z, or millennials. That might narrow it down even farther. Oh, there's only 7. Okay. Oh, there's none of these are scholarly articles. Oh, maybe that's too narrow. You might have to look. I think you can assume social media is going to be of your generation since it hasn't been around that long. But say, for example, you see one and you're like, oh, that kind of fits what I'm interested in. A scholarly article is never going to give you the grand scope of everything, but they're going to be very focused on a specific population and a very specific method of discovering information and things that they're testing for depression and anxiety. And what you can do, I mean, you can go to the full text of the article right here and just click on any one of these. Let's see. And you should get the full text access of the article. Let me know if you run stuck getting full text. Or you can just read the abstract. The abstract is like a very quick version of what the article is talking about, and they're written by the authors. And what they will do is they'll tell you about precedents and problems. They'll talk about their instrument that they're using, the Pittsburgh Sleep Quality Index, and mental health status. And then they will go to their findings. So the present study emphasized the association between prolonged social media and poor sleep quality. And the main idea of scholarship, even though this was among adolescents in a particular part of the world, this could be reproducible because they're using as objective evidence as they possibly could by showing all of this. So you might even just throw that quote in there, and you could say, well, according to this article, they said that use of social media turned into poor sleep quality for adolescents. And then you cite the study. Here's another thing you can do. There's a citation generator in most of these. And sometimes it's not correct, so double check those citations. Does this help? I would say use these keywords and then just swap around behavior or school. Just keep on trying these different words out and you'll get different results every time. Or you could do physical or I needed that H. Physiological. No way I spelled that correctly. Thank goodness, spell checker. And there you go. Every time you get different results. So again, build up what you want to say supported by evidence from several different articles, and then take people on a narrative from not understanding it, where you discuss the problem, to piece by piece picking up little different aspects of it till you get to the very end. Does that make sense? Let me know how it goes.